with the G7
All right,
leaders
guys,
this
we're going
morning,
to join
and we're in
Meet
full
Kevin
total agreement.
as he broadcasts
We
the
will limit Russia's
Biden
ability to
speech
do
right now.
business in dollars, euros, pounds, and yen to be part of the global economy. We'll limit their ability to do that. We're going to stunt the ability to finance and grow the Russian military. We're going to impose and we're going to impair their ability to compete in high-tech 21st century economy. We've already seen the impact of our actions on Russia's currency and the ruble, which early today hit its weakest level ever in history. The Russia stock market plunged today. The Russian government borrowing rate spiked by over 15%. In today's actions, we've now sanctioned Russian banks that together hold around $1 trillion in assets. We've cut off Russia's largest bank, a bank that holds more than 1/3 of Russia's banking assets by itself, cut it off from the U.S. financial system. And today, we're also blocking 4 more major banks. That means every asset they have in America will be frozen. This includes VTB, the second largest bank in Russia, which has $250 billion in assets. As promised, we're also adding the names to the list of Russian elites and their family members that we're sanctioning as well. As I said on Tuesday, these are people who personally gain from the Kremlin's policies, and they should share in the pain. We will keep up this drumbeat of those designations against corrupt billionaires in the days ahead. On Tuesday, we stopped the Russian government from raising money from U.S. or European investors. Now we're going to apply the same restrictions to Russia's largest state-owned enterprises, companies with assets that exceed $1.4 trillion. Some of the most powerful impacts of our actions will come over time as we squeeze Russia's access to finances and technology for strategic sectors of its economy and degrade its industrial capacity for years to come. Between our actions and those of our allies and partners, we estimate that we'll cut off more than half of Russia's high-tech imports. It'll strike a blow to their ability to continue to modernize their military. It'll degrade their aerospace industry, including their space program. It'll hurt their ability to build ships, reducing their ability to compete economically. And it will be a major hit to Putin's long-term strategic ambitions. And we're preparing to do more. In addition to the economic penalties we're imposing, we're also taking steps to defend our NATO allies, particularly in the East. Tomorrow, NATO will convene a summit. We'll be there to bring together the leaders of 30 allied nations and close partners to affirm our solidarity and to map out the next steps we will take to further strengthen all aspects of our NATO alliance. Although we provided over $650 million in defensive assistance to Ukraine just this last year, let me say it again. Our forces are not and will not be engaged in the conflict with Russia in Ukraine. Our forces are not going to Europe to fight in Ukraine, but to defend our NATO allies and reassure those allies in the East. As I made crystal clear, the United States will defend every inch of NATO territory with the full force of American power.
Stock market moving up.
NATO is more united and more determined than ever. There is no doubt that the United States and every NATO ally will meet our Article 5 commitments, which says that an attack on one is an attack on all. Over the past few weeks, I ordered thousands of additional forces to Germany and Poland as part of our commitment to NATO. On Tuesday, in response to Russia's aggressive action, including its troop presence in Belarus and the Black Sea, I've authorized the deployment of ground and air forces already stationed in Europe to NATO's eastern flank allies, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Poland, and Romania. Our allies have also been stepping up, adding the other allies, the rest of NATO, adding their own forces and capabilities to ensure collective defense. And today, within hours of Russia's unleashing its assault, NATO came together and authorized and activated an activation of response plans. This will enable NATO's high readiness forces to deploy and when and where they're needed to protect our NATO allies on the eastern boundaries of Europe. And now I'm authorizing additional U.S. force capabilities to deploy to Germany as part of NATO's response, including some of the U.S.-based forces that the Department of Defense placed on standby weeks ago.
BTC up about $500.
Secretary Austin and Chairman of the Joint Chiefs, General Milley, about preparations for additional moves should they become necessary to protect our NATO allies and support the greatest military alliance in the history of the world, NATO. As we respond, my administration is using the tools, every tool at its disposal, to protect American families and businesses from rising prices at the gas pump. You know, we're taking active steps to bring down the cost, and American oil and gas companies should not exploit this moment to hike their prices to raise profits. You know, in our sanctions package, we specifically designed to allow energy payments to continue. We are closely monitoring energy supplies for any disruption. We've been coordinating with major oil producing and consuming countries toward our common interest to secure global energy supplies. We are actively working with countries around the world to elevate collective release from the strategic petroleum reserves of major energy consuming countries. And the United States will release additional barrels of oil as conditions warrant. I know this is hard and that Americans are already hurting. I will do everything in my power to limit the pain the American people are feeling at the gas pump. This is critical to me. But this aggression cannot go unanswered. If it did, the consequences for America would be much worse. America stands up to bullies. We stand up for freedom. This is who we are. Let me also repeat the warning I made last week. If Russia pursues cyber attacks against our companies, our critical infrastructure, we are prepared to respond. For months, we've been working closely with the private sector to harden our cyber defenses, sharpen our ability to respond to Russian cyber attacks as well. I spoke last night to President Zelensky of Ukraine, and I assured him that the United States, together with our allies and partners in Europe, will support the Ukrainian people as they defend their country. We'll provide humanitarian relief to ease their suffering. And in the early days of this conflict, Russian propaganda outlets will keep trying to hide the truth and claim success for its military operation against a made-up threat. But history has shown time and again how swift gains in territory eventually give way to grinding occupations, acts of mass civil disobedience, and strategic dead ends. The next few weeks and months will be hard on the people of Ukraine. Putin has unleashed a great pain on them, but the Ukrainian people have known 30 years of independence. They have repeatedly shown that they will not tolerate anyone who tries to take their country backwards. This is a dangerous moment for all of Europe, for the freedom around the world. Putin has committed an assault on the very principles that uphold the global peace. But now, the entire world sees clearly what Putin and his Kremlin allies are really all about. This was never about a genuine security concerns on their part. It was always about naked aggression, about Putin's desire for empire by any means necessary, by bullying Russia's neighbors through coercion and corruption, by changing borders by force, and ultimately by choosing a war without a cause. Putin's actions betray his sinister vision for the future of our world, one where nations take what they want by force. But it is a vision that the United States and freedom-loving nations everywhere will oppose with every tool of our considerable power. The United States and our allies and partners will emerge from this stronger, more united, more determined, and more purposeful. Putin's aggression against Ukraine will end up costing Russia dearly, economically and strategically. We will make sure of that.
Yes.
Putin will be a pariah on the international stage. Any nation that countenances Russia's naked aggression against Ukraine will be stained by association.
That's right.
When the history of this era is written, Putin's choice to make a totally unjustifiable war on Ukraine will have left Russia weaker and the rest of the world stronger. liberty, democracy, human dignity. These are the forces far more powerful than fear and oppression. They cannot be extinguished by tyrants like Putin and his armies. They cannot be erased by people from people's hearts and hopes by any amount of violence and intimidation. They endure. In the contest between democracy and autocracy, between sovereignty and subjugation, make no mistake, freedom will prevail. God bless the people of a free and democratic Ukraine. May God protect our troops.
Questions. Take questions.
Yeah, really take questions.
Associated Press, Zeke.
So do you have any plans to speak with President Putin at this point? And what interactions have you had with the Russian government?
I heard the first part. Do I have any plans to speak with Putin at this point? And what?
What communications have you had with the Kremlin as far as military operations in Ukraine and making sure this does not spiral into a larger conflict?
Well, it's a large conflict already. The way we're going to ensure it's not going to aspire to a larger conflict is by providing all the forces needed in the Eastern European nations that are members of NATO. NATO is more united than it's ever been. And I have no plans to talk with Putin.
Wow.
Wall Street Journal, Tarina.
Mr. President, you didn't mention SWIFT in your sanctions that you announced. Is there a reason why the U.S. Isn't doing that? Is there a disagreement among allies regarding SWIFT and whether Russia should be allowed to be a part of it?
The sanctions that we proposed on all their banks have of equal consequence, maybe more consequence than SWIFT, number one. Number two, it is always an option, but right now that's not the position that the rest of Europe wishes to take. Cecilia Vega, ABC.
Sir, sanctions clearly have not been enough to deter Vladimir Putin to this point. What is going to stop him? How and when does this end? And do you see him trying to go beyond?
Stock's rotating back down a little bit now.
To you now, this statement that he gave last night the threat that he gave, the West will face consequences greater than any you have faced in history. Is he threatening a nuclear strike?
I have no idea what he's threatening. I know what he has done, number one. And number two, no one expected the sanctions to prevent anything from happening. This is going to take time, and we have to show resolve so he knows what's coming. And so the people of Russia know what he's brought on them. That's what this is all about. This is going to take time. It's not going to occur. He's going to say, oh my God, these sanctions are coming. I'm going to stand down. He's going to test the resolve of the West to see if we stay together. And we will. We will, and it will impose significant costs on him.
Will he go beyond Ukraine, sir? Do you see him going beyond?
Yes.
What?
Wait, what?
Two topics, just really quick. First,
Wait, what?
Markets are down and gas prices are up. I know you always stress the difference between Wall Street and Main Street, but everybody seems to be in for some economic pain. How economically painful is it going to get for people in this country?
Did he say yes to the Fox person or yes to, what did he say yes to?
No doubt that when a major nuclear power attacks and invades another country, that the world is going to respond, and markets can respond all over the world. So there's no doubt about that, number one. Number two, the notion that this is going to last for a long time is highly unlikely as long as we continue to stay resolved in imposing the sanctions we're going to impose on Russia, period. What's the next question? I'm sorry.
The next question is, did you underestimate Putin? And would you still describe him the way that you did in the summer as a worthy adversary?
At the time, I made it clear as an adversary, and I said he was worthy. I didn't underestimate him.
Okay, thanks to those of you saying yes to the next guy. I'm assuming you guys played it back. Thank you for that.
Wise guy. You heard the speech he made, almost an hour's worth of speeches, why he was going into Ukraine. He has much larger ambitions in Ukraine. He wants to, in fact, reestablish the former Soviet Union. That's what this is about.
Uh-oh.
And I think that
he has much larger ambitions in Ukraine.
Are completely contrary to the place where the rest of the world has arrived.
That's not good.
Your
No, that's not gonna be good.
devastating
Don't laugh.
sanctions
Don't laugh, Biden.
are going to be as
Wartime
devastating
presidents
as
gotta act
Russian
tough.
missiles and bullets and tanks.
Yes, Russian bullets, missiles, and tanks in Ukraine. Yes, I am.
Thank you, President Biden. If sanctions cannot stop President Putin, what penalty can?
I didn't say sanctions couldn't stop him.
You've been talking about the threat of these sanctions for several weeks now.
Yes, but the threat of the sanctions and imposing the sanctions and seeing the effect of the sanctions are two different things. They're two different things. And he's going to begin to see the effect of the sanctions.
Oh my gosh.
And what will that do? How will that change his mindset here, given he's
Because
attacking
it will so
Ukraine? as we
weaken his
speak?
country that he'll have to make
He doesn't
very,
care.
very difficult
He cares
choices
about
of whether
himself.
to continue to move toward being a second-rate power or, in fact, respond.
He's got
You
China
said in
in his
recent
back
weeks
pocket.
that big nations cannot bluff when it comes to something like this. You recently said that the idea of personally sanctioning President Putin was on the table. Is that a step that you're prepared to take? And if
It's not a
not,
bluff. It's on the table.
sanctioning President Putin?
Yes.
Why not sanction him today, sir?
Mr. President.
Why not
That was a
sanction
good
him
question.
today, sir?
Oh my gosh.
Mr.
Answer the
President, if I can,
question.
You detailed some severe and swift new sanctions
So-
today and some
so
impact
dumb.
it will have over time. But given the full-scale invasion, given that you're not pursuing disconnecting Russia from what's called SWIFT, the international banking system, or other sanctions at your disposal, respectfully, sir, what more are you waiting for?
Specifically, with the sanctions we've imposed exceed SWIFT. The sanctions we imposed exceed anything that's ever been done. The sanctions we imposed have generated 2/3 of the world joining us. They are profound sanctions. Let's have a conversation in another month or so to see if they're working. Yes.
Can I ask you about Zelensky? Sir, you spoke to Vladimir Zelensky yesterday, sir.
What's the risk that
Did he just say we'll see in a month?
Cold War, and is there now a complete rupture in U.S. and Russian relations?
There is a complete rupture right now in U.S.-Russian relations if they continue on this path that they're on. And in terms of a Cold War, that depends. You have the vast majority of the rest of the world in total opposition to what he's doing, from Asia to South America to Europe to around the world. And so it's going to be a cold day for Russia. The idea, you don't see a whole lot of people coming to his defense.
And are you, if I could follow up, sir, are you urging China to help isolate Russia? Are you urging China to help isolate
Good
Russia?
clarification.
I'm not prepared to comment on that.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Unbelievable.
China's supporting Putin.
China's supporting Putin.
No.
This is horrible.
Yeah.
You're losing control.
No. He's had his hand up a long time.
The USA
Thank you, Mr.
is
President.
losing
How
control.
concerned are you that Putin wants to go beyond Ukraine into other countries, and the
There we
U.S.
go.
will have to get involved if he moves into NATO countries?
Let's go.
If he did move into NATO
Let's show
countries,
some
he will
strength.
be involved. We will be involved. The only thing that I'm convinced of is if we don't stop now, he'll be emboldened. If we don't move against him now with these significant sanctions, he will be emboldened.
And-
Look, anyway.
And can you talk anything more about
Close the
your
book.
conversation?
Go back to
Can you-
sleep. Look at this.
Mr. President-
Look at this. The grin. Clueless. Sad, guys. This is sad.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
The world is
India,
watching.
which is a major defense partner of the United States, is India fully with you on the issue of Ukraine and Russia?
Does the Defense Department of the United States?
So India is one of your major defense partners.
India.
Is India fully in sync with the United States on Russia?
We're in consultation with India today. We haven't resolved that completely.
One more question.
What a dumb.
Okay, thank you all very much. Thank you.
Wow.
President Biden, they're taking a number of questions after unveiling new sanctions. The president saying, let's wait another month or so to
Let's
see
wait
if
another
Yeah,
month.
the month or so comment was insane.
All right.
What's up with that?
Let's join. I want to hear what Meek Kevin has to
Little
say.
Recap of everything that we just heard here. Wow. Okay. All right. So Here's a quick recap of what Joe Biden just said in response to Russia's invasion into Ukraine. First, we do have oil, now Brent futures at about 101. The S&P and NASDAQ initially rising during the beginning of Biden's speech, but then retreating back. Our sponsor today, FTX, and our ability to track crypto has enabled us to see that Bitcoin rose about $500 during the speech and has stabilized, has not come back down. Now, let's quickly go through exactly what Biden said. So Biden says that we're not doing this alone, that we're going to do everything we can to minimize the impact on the U.S. by implementing these new sanctions, and that we're going to work together with our allies to amplify the impact of these sanctions, and that our allies are in full agreement with our sanctions, along with the G7, countries like Germany, France, and so on, the United Kingdom. The goal of the sanctions announced today are to limit Russia's ability to do business in dollars, euros, and yen, and to stunt the ability, that's Japanese yen, and stunt the ability to grow their military and impair their ability to compete in high technologies and even to build ships. He says that we have already seen substantial damage to the Russian economy in referring to the Russian ruble, their currency falling to the weakest level ever. The Russian stock market plunged today, Joe Biden referenced. This is true. The Moscow Stock Exchange plunged over 30%, at one point rivaling the 50% decline that we had seen during hyperinflationary times in Argentina, as the MOEX fell upwards of 45% earlier today. Borrowing rates skyrocketed about 15% in Russia today. And we have seen companies like UBS value all bonds held by Russia or institutions who invest in Russian bonds, valuing them all at zero, triggering margin calls for those who use them as collateral in their margin accounts. Joe Biden announced that we will sanction all Russian banks with a total now of $1 trillion in American assets, they believe. Now, keep in mind the Russian Wealth Fund, having about $186 billion in U.S. dollar denominated assets, has already swiftly removed their United States capital preemptively to prevent the impact of these sorts of sanctions. We expect that, based on what the Russian ministry has told us, that many businesses and banks have already prepared for these sorts of sanctions. That right now we believe that every American asset will be frozen. More entities and individuals are being added to the list of those sanctions, but not including Putin. And this was interesting, that sanctioning Putin personally is still on the table, but was not chosen to be done, as well as expelling Russia's access to the SWIFT banking system, which could have broad-based implications for individuals in Russia and their ability to use credit cards, send wire transfers, and conduct banking transactions. This has not been implemented. So a ban or sanction, or essentially eliminating Russia from access to the SWIFT system, has not been implemented, despite that being widely speculated. Joe Biden says that the actions being taken by him and his administration and allies today are more impactful than kicking Russia out of SWIFT. We do have information that about 7,000 more troops are being ordered and deployed to Europe to defend NATO land. Earlier today, we saw numerous additional warplanes and helicopters being deployed to eastern NATO regions. The Ukrainian Health Ministry has also come out to declare that 57 troops have been killed in Ukraine, and 169 have been wounded so far, along with dozens of civilians, despite Russia not specifically targeting civilians. Joe Biden says that our forces will not be engaged in Ukraine, but we will defend our allies and we will meet our Article 5 commitments. So he is now reiterating how certain the United States is to do whatever they can to make sure they defend NATO countries. And Joe Biden says that this is necessary to not embolden Putin to potentially try to go into NATO countries, whether those are north above Belarus or further west towards, say, Poland. The goal here for Biden, again, to limit the costs on Americans and doing everything he can to reduce the cost of oil and gas, in addition to requesting that companies not raise their gas and oil prices or energy cost prices, and will also work to release further barrels of oil from the strategic oil reserve in the United States. He does say, because there were speculations that the United States could attack Russia with cyber warfare to help Ukraine, it appears that right now we expect the United States to only conduct cyber warfare against Russia in the event that Russia targets the United States. So Joe Biden gave us no suggestion that cyber warfare would be used against Russia right now, that right now they will impose sanctions that exceed that of kicking Russia out of SWIFT. During questions, he was asked if Putin might consider a nuclear strike. This follows comments by Putin earlier, suggesting that if anyone attacks Russia or tries to interfere with Russia, that Russia could end up using nuclear weapons. Joe Biden said, "I have no idea what Putin is threatening." He did say that sanctions take time to impact Russia. And probably the biggest head scratcher was that Joe Biden said it will take about a month, or we'll check back in a month to see if the sanctions can work. This is because individuals reporters were asking, what if these sanctions don't work to stop Russia? And he says he believes that they will, that these are profound sanctions.
These are not profound sanctions.
That relations between Russia and the U.S. right now are, quote, ruptured. And he says, quote, let's talk in a month to see if they're working.
Let's talk in a month.
Why would Joe Biden wait a month? Sanctions can take a while,
is this real life?
Especially economic sanctions, to actually have an impact. But this comes also in coordination with more sanctions from Canada and the United Kingdom.
Sanctions
the United
from Canada,
Kingdom, for example, eliminating all Russian Aeroflot flights from being able to fly into the United Kingdom. The International Monetary Fund suggests.
Yes, to be clear, I've been to Ukraine, Russia. Russian people are great people. This is not, nobody's hating on the Russian people. This is totally Vladimir Putin.
Prices could actually dampen demand in the United States, which, interestingly, oil prices lead to higher inflation. But if oil prices dampen demand for other things, maybe we would see less inflation outside of energy. So when we strip energy out, maybe we'll finally see prices settle down. And so this is where Mester and Daly indicate there's a continued need to tighten gradually, that they have not decided yet how Ukraine is likely to affect the economy or their plans to hike. Markets are pricing in a 25 basis point hike with about an 85% probability of certainty as of March 16th, when the Federal Reserve meets next. We're not seeing a lot of pricing in of the 50 basis point hike. Russians have control of Chernobyl. During Biden's speech, there was also a note that we expect Kyiv to fall within the next few hours. And so it's possible by the time you're watching this,
I've been to Kiev.
May have already fallen to Russia.
It's crazy.
The Ukrainian air defense has been mostly eliminated, paving the way for Russia to potentially move forward. Bitcoin now at 36.4. Tesla almost up about 1% on the day. The NASDAQ up about 1% on the day. And S&P sitting at 420, which was our low of, this is our 0% Fibonacci retracement line back to January.
Okay. All right. So let's come back and we will kind of go over what's been going on. I love Meet Kevin. I follow him a lot for stock analysis. He does a pretty good job. And, I'm a supporter of his. And so I appreciate him live streaming this. We could have just done a Fox News or a CNN live stream, regardless of whether it's Fox or CNN. I'm an adult, so I can watch both and with my own brain kind of cut through the narrative and listen to both sides. So anyone in the comments that's like, why are you streaming Fox News? Grow up. It was just one of the channels that's streaming, obviously, the president's speech, his reaction to the invasion that we saw last night from Russia, unjustifiable, going into the Ukraine. So I want to look at the comments. What do you guys think? Are you looking at your portfolios today? What are you doing as far as stocks and DeFi? Are you guys selling? Are you buying the dip? What's going on? In this live stream, I really just wanted to get kind of hear from you guys and see where we're at. So let's get going here. We've got a poll that I've put right now that just says, what did you think of Biden's speech? And this is regardless of whether you identify as a Republican or a Democrat. I mean, you have to, as a grown man, not use cognitive bias and say, well, I tend to lean right or I tend to lean left. You've got to just separate yourself from all party affiliation and just look specifically at what happened today. All right. There's times where I've critiqued Donald Trump. There's times where I thought what he did was great. The same will be true with President Biden. I have no personal things against him. Is he probably a good man? Who knows? I don't know him. I don't look up to anybody until I meet them, get to know their character. So we're not here to make Biden an enemy, a villain, or a hero. We're here to just judge him on the merits of what's happening around the world. Has he been a strong world leader? Has he been the leader that America needs right now? And to judge him on the performance of the job. Obviously, his approval rating is at an all-time low, 55%, I believe I saw in polls yesterday. But approval ratings ebb and flow. It's not really a gauge on anything because oftentimes those polls are taking and people find themselves, whatever their party line is, that's how they vote. So it doesn't mean anything. But again, the best thing you can do as a grown adult is to rid yourself as much as possible as confirmation bias and to look at what's going on in the world. So I want to go to you guys. Let's hear what you guys think of the speech. What do you think of your stocks? What do you think of crypto right now? What's the move? We can take a look at Animal Farm. We can take a look at all sorts of things, but let's just go to the comments. By the way, I'm messing with a guy named Mark. If you read my comments, it's because he said, why do you have faux Fox News up? I don't got time for stupid comments like that. Dan Carlin was talking about poking the bear years ago. Yeah, the Russian bear. What happens when you poke the Russian bear? Obviously, not a lot. My thesis, if you want to know my thoughts, it's that Putin has spent years in wealth. He's had every woman he could ever want. He's had all the fame, all the notoriety, all the wealth. He's 69 years old. He's bored as heck. Okay? The only thing you live for at that age, you saw it with Donald Trump, you live for power. Why would you run for president when you have all the wealth and the riches and everything like a Donald Trump? Because your ego. These guys are egomaniacs. They're narcissists. Okay? Putin is not thinking, oh no, sanctions are going to hurt all my people. That is not the way a narcissist thinks. He's thinking, how do I put my name in the history books? Which is why I don't think Ukraine is the end game for him. Imagine Putin ending with the Ukraine. What a weak leader. That's in his brain. He's got to go the whole way and establish the USSR again. So that's his idea. And he knows the West is going to sit on the sidelines because we've never been in a situation where you've got a world leader like Putin who has the nuclear code at his disposal. And any threat you give him, he can just be like, do you guys not remember that I've got nuclear capabilities? Oh, yeah, shut up and let me do my thing. And so, yeah, this is a crazy time to be alive. I can't believe this is happening. This is definitely one of those moments in history you look at and you're like, what the heck is happening? So we'll go to the questions. Guys, the best way you can help me, because I'm providing this live stream, if you want to join, great. If you want to do super chats, awesome. That means the world. It helps provide. This is what I do full time. And then just like and subscribe to this channel. I'd appreciate it. All right, let's go. Biden is like a paper hand. Okay. Let's give a little bit more thorough, meaty comments. They already took over Chernobyl with airstrikes caused by radiation leak today. It hasn't been confirmed that there's a radiation leak, so I'm not sure about that. But yes, they have taken over Chernobyl. I don't know why I can't say that. Someone says, I'm sitting in stable coins till we get the bottom. That means you sold, okay? You sold at the bottom and you went into a stable coin. So now you have to find the right time to get back in. You are timing the market. 9 out of 10 people that time the market fail. Good luck. I'm just going to implement my investment strategy mechanically, compounding 6 days and week, moving capital up the chain. Yep, Greg. So you're talking about compounding in DeFi projects such as Animal Farm. All right. So for those of you that don't know, we are investors in Forex projects. This is DeFi. All the links are in my description. This is where we make passive income, at least 1% every day. And we're also in this, which pays you out 1% every day. This is the faucet. And as you can see, the price of drip today is hanging at $97. It's a nice recovery off of about 92. And you can see here that no matter what happens in the world, we are still making money. That's the power of DeFi. All right. You bought more on the dip. What'd you buy, Ted Williams? What'd you buy? I was looking at Tesla earlier today. I can't believe it's in the 700s. I feel like this is the biggest opportunity to buy Tesla, but I don't have any more capital to buy because nobody sends super chats. So just kidding. For now, we need Trump for Putin. Well, it's easy to say that, but we don't have Donald Trump. And, I can understand that. If you guys Google a 2018 speech that Donald Trump gives to NATO leaders, he literally outlines this specific issue, and it's kind of eerie. He does it without any notes, and he's looking right at the head of NATO, and he's like, this ain't cutting it. You have to pay more and whatever. But whatever. Again, I'm not a fan of Donald Trump, not a fan of Biden, not a fan of really anyone. I just judge him on specific issues. So I'd hate to say, oh, I love Donald Trump or, oh, I love Biden, because that's full of baggage, right? It's like, well, what do you love about him? There's so many things you could say negative about Donald Trump because there's so many crappy things he's done. The same is true with Biden. Like his handlings with Hunter and all the insider crap. Like, come on, you don't respect both of these guys. I know you don't. But would one be better in office right now during this war? Probably, and you can make that argument. So let's keep it focused on that, not just like, I love Trump, I love Biden. We got to grow up. Someone says drip dropped down to 88 this morning. Wow, so it went beyond 90. Did you buy any? I haven't seen any backbone from Biden, and I do not believe I ever will. It's fair. It's a fair comment. Do you remember when Trump took office? One of the first things he did was he dropped the mother of all bombs, the Moab. That was a way of like getting the world's attention, saying, hey, I'm not a businessman. I'm a crazy man. Don't mess with me. I'll drop bombs. I do think there's something to say about that in my personal opinion. But again, that's just my stupid opinion. I know nothing. So that's why we're having good, healthy dialogue. I saw it in a post from Ground Forces, but I guess it's not in. MSM is not official. Completely agree with on the reformation of the USSR. Yeah, like I can't imagine Putin stopping at anything less. I mean, that's such a sign of weakness. Why would you stop if you're Putin right now? Are you going to gain the world back by stopping now? Guys, once you step over the line and drop bombs on a sovereign country, you have said officially, I'm okay with alienating myself from the rest of the world for the rest of my life. Putin is 69 years old, 70, he lives to be another, 10, 15 years? The world is not going to get back in bed with Russia anytime soon. What happened yesterday has changed probably the rest of our lives as we think of Russia. Okay? Not one country will be doing business with Russia anytime soon. Think about that. The people of Russia are now alienated. What's going to happen if you put a bunch of sanctions over them over the years? The generation will grow up to resent the West. Now, the Russian people right now, great people. Most of them are great people. I've been to the Ukraine, been on trains with the Russians. I remember I was on a train in the Ukraine and I was asking a Russian person next to me, I was like, what are your thoughts of the Ukrainian people? You know, I hear you guys want to be at war with the West. He's like, we don't want to be at war with anybody. Okay. Our leader, Putin, he has a vision of what he wants but none of us want war. And the West often paints Russia as being these tyrant people that just want war with the West. That couldn't be further from the truth. There's one guy, okay, from the KGB. This guy, his name is Putin, Vladimir Putin. He's the one that wants to restore Russia to be this giant figure on the world stage. And he's frustrated that Russia is always under the West's thumb, okay? And today he's like, I'm 69, I'm bored, let's go. Let's do it. I'm going to die at some point. Let's go out in the history books. And he doesn't think he's going to die, by the way. Vladimir Putin is probably the richest man in the world. He's highly protected. And he's got a little briefcase with a bunch of nuke buttons next to him. So if anybody comes near him, he just says, what do you want to do? You want to take me out? Not a good idea. People that are in drip, yeah, keep hydrating. What a great day to hydrate, right? What is Bitcoin paying you today? Is Ethereum paying you today? No, I always say the only thing paying you is drip. This is right here. If you don't know what I'm talking about, guys, drip right here. That's drip. This is the animal farm. You can see 300 million bucks. These aren't crap coins. Do your research. But I have a whole channel on these. So if you're in the DeFi space, we'd love to have you. Ask questions in our Telegram group. All the links in the description below, guys. It's awesome. Okay, let's keep reading their comments. I just bought more drip last night. Good for you, Levi. John 316 says, great time to invest in the dip. Yep. I mean, you have to be aware this isn't your typical dip, okay? Like, if a stock dips because of earnings or some news event, yeah, but this is, today is a different day in the market with inflation fears, in Russia invading Ukraine. You have to understand that this is a different dip, okay? And if you look at historically what happens during these announcements of war, yes, typically stocks do recover within a couple weeks, but these are unprecedented times. I mean, we're watching history before our eyes. Like this live stream right here, you and I will remember. So buying the dip typically does work in your favor as long as you can afford to not be making a buck tomorrow. So if you have extra capital, yeah, I mean, I'd rather be buying today than I was yesterday or the day before or the day before. So congrats for you guys buying the dip. I doubt this is him just being bored. I'm sure that this was planned for years now. Yeah, I agree, Rob. I was, pardon my use of entertaining language there, but yeah, Putin had this thing planned. This has definitely been planned for years. And the idea that he would wait for the Chinese Olympics to get over, it's such a posture to China of I will respect you, Mr. Xi. We will wait to invade another country after your Olympics. And then you guys saw when Vladimir Putin was in China at the Olympics. I wonder if they met, by the way. Who knows? And then the Ukraine people came out and he just sat back, kind of rolled his eyes like this. He doesn't acknowledge Ukraine as a country. It's crazy. I'm going to continue dollar cost averaging. That sounds like a plan. I bought more drip, keeping more in my pocket. Unless you're Israel, you'll always get away with it. Personally, I think Trump would be turning his head on the invasion, particularly since Trump is saying Putin is a genius for his treatment of Ukraine. Okay, again, Mark, you're taking a comment out of context. That comment was made in response saying, look, the whole context is if you're only penalized, I think it was 2% or $2, you have to find the full quote, which Mark probably won't do because he just reads headlines. What happened is it was a response of it's a genius move. It's a genius move. If you're only going to get slapped like this, why wouldn't you do it? That was his point, meaning we should slap him all the more harder before he invades Ukraine. Don't even let it cross his mind. Slap him now. That was Trump's approach. So that would have been a different approach than Biden. And maybe we wouldn't be here. Maybe, it would have been ignored. We don't know. I mean, my personal belief is Vladimir Putin would have done this whether Trump was in office, whether Biden was in office. I think this is a legacy play. Now, did he wait for Biden to get in office? We'll never know because he knew that he could probably get away with things more with Biden. We'll never know. It's speculation. China will crawl into bed with them. Clearly, China today said this is not an invasion. If that is probably the most scary thing out of all the things that I've watched today is that China is saying this isn't a full invasion. What does that mean? I'll tell you what that means. It means we're about to invade Taiwan, and don't call it a war. We're just claiming what's ours. Trump would not do nothing right now. He loves Putin and admires him. Well, Rob, we just spent 4 years under Donald Trump. Do you have anything nice to say about the fact that we were never at war? We shouldn't do anything right now. It's not our fight. Let them sort it out. Let them sort it out. Do you not realize, Mike, we live in a different world now? All of our countries are interconnected, okay? Because of trade, because of currencies and how it all works. Like the ruble had never been so low. I watched it last night. The stock market in Russia closed down 30%. If we penalize the SWIFT system and that puts the ruble, the Russian currency, it basically flattens it, makes it worthless. Maybe Russia moves fully to Bitcoin. Who knows? That's, again, speculation, thoughts. If you have more information on that, I'd love to hear your perspective. Except to see some serious civil unrest in Russia soon. Well, Mark, people have been showing civil unrest in Russia, and you can watch the video. They're all getting arrested. And typically, if you're arrested in Russia for not liking Vladimir Putin, it means life in prison or death. So right now, Russia is flexing their strength. They have police right now. Anyone that comes out to protest, they grab them and they pull them in. And now they're in custody. They've arrested over 1,000 people so far. So expect to see some serious civil unrest in Russia. I don't know. Is there that many people that have courage to spend the rest of their life in prison away from their families, or is it easier just to stay quiet? Poor garden slowly dying. FUD. Has anyone checked out the drip garden? It's rising like crazy. Okay, so I'm in this drip garden. Let's take a look. It looks like it's working fine for me, okay? We're in unprecedented times right now. I hate that word, but it's true. And yeah, I'm still making passive income. I'm making my LP tokens, my drip BUSD. If I go to drip viewer, I can take a look at the price. Look at, guys, right here. This is the price of plants over the last 72 hours. And people are saying it's dying. It's down 6%. 504, 72 hours ago, before an invasion, it was 587. 587 to 503. You guys are idiots, but I love you. Thanks for being here. Thank you so much for the super chats. You guys are super generous. I really appreciate it. I wish you went doing the live stream and doing a live stream about happier times. You can talk a lot of sense. Yeah, I would love to be happy, but unfortunately, Stuart, I got to be real. This is not a happy time. This is a sad day, man. I want to just give you happy things about crypto and DeFi and stocks and all-time highs, but with inflation, now a Russia invasion that is uncertain, how far will Putin go? I don't think you've got a bunch of investors throwing their money back in the market anytime soon. I think sitting on the sidelines is exactly where people don't mind being right now. Yeah, you'll have people buying the dip. It'll be very volatile, but mass amounts of people, human psychology is in times of fear, risk off. Take the risk off. And that's what we're going to see. I use this illustration. You guys might love it. Let me know if you like this illustration. So in 2020, 21, we were making some money in the stock market and crypto, right? So the analogy is this. Imagine walking into a casino and you've got this extra $100,000 that isn't yours, but you've made it from the profits of your money. So it's like your bag. You got a bag of money. And right before you walk into the stock market, 2022 hits and boom, someone steals your $100,000. So now you're at a decision. Do I still go into the casino? Yeah, I go in, but you might just bet a little less heavy. You know what I mean? Whereas if you went up to the casino and someone gave you $100,000, how do you think you're going to bet inside the casino? You're going to bet like a crazy man because you have a lot of risk on. You've got that sense of positivity. My stocks are up. My crypto's up. Life is good. We don't find ourselves in that scenario, do we? We find ourselves in a totally different scenario. So, we're in a risk-off environment, but always these things change and we end up going up and to the right if you believe in the U.S. Economy. Do you agree with having child wallets on drip? Having child wallets on drip. I was going to have one for each of my daughters. Yeah, you can have multiple wallets on drip. If you want to give it to your daughter, great. But it's okay to like just have your own wallet and then donate a portion of that to your daughter too, but that's okay. Rob, I agree. Yeah, he waited till the Olympics were over. Scott, just curious, if this thing escalates to NATO countries, do you think there will be a U.S. military draft? Not a draft. You need a draft when you don't have a military. We have plenty of military folks, so they would go through the military folks before they draft anybody, and we're miles and miles away from that. So no, I don't think that would ever happen. Plus, with NATO, yeah, if you touch a NATO country, it's over. I mean, that is World War III, and we have other issues. Like, if they touch a NATO country, yeah, the bunker people look less crazy because now you've got real threats of nuclear war. Okay, so I'm not saying that on this channel. I don't think we're anywhere near that. But yeah, Russia cannot touch a NATO country. It's then that's not good. I don't even want to think about that world. I do not agree with Trump on everything, but being a retired military member, Trump put us back on the map where we do what we say we will do. I agree with that, Brian. I think that's a good assessment. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that. You know, I do not agree with Trump on everything. Yeah, none of us do. I mean, you'd have to be an idiot to think that Trump is God. He's not. He's a flawed man, egotistical, narcissist, you name it. But did he do a couple good things? Of course. Plant reward value down 6% in 24 hours. JT, oh no, we just had a freaking war start. Relax. Agreed. Also retired infantry soldier. Respect to you guys. Seriously, like that is amazing that you guys are standing up for your country. It's people like you that make me feel so super humble to be able to live in this free country. Like last night watching that, I just was like, man, the fact that I'm going to bed tonight in America where I'm free, like I don't know, you just get overwhelmed with gratitude for how good you got it. So the fact that your plant price is down or your drip price is down, it finds itself a context. And instead of thinking about all the things in my life that aren't working out, like the stock market, you begin to throw yourself into the shoes of these mothers that are listening to their kids scream because of the sound of freaking explosions happening around them. And now they're in subway stations where it's freezing cold and they have no plans of leaving until this war is over. Like, can you imagine? Can you imagine changing diapers, let me just I'll go down to Walmart and buy more stuff for my kids. No, the ATM machines have been limited in the Ukraine to about $350. Okay. If you can get your money out. Like, this is a crazy time for millions of people. We have nothing to complain about. We are not at war just yet. Let's not jump the gun. Rob, give your head a shake. Go turn on the news. Not because I'm saying the news is the place. Go look at all these Twitter feeds of actual bombings of war. This is a war. Go look at the amount of attacks. Go look at the locations of the attacks. Kiev probably could get taken within the day. I've been to Kiev. The thought of that is ridiculous. Only thing I like about Trump is that we did not go to war during his presidency. When is the best time to supply pigs BUSD? Bartertown was saying to wait till pigs. Yeah, buying an LP token before the launch of Piggy Bank doesn't matter. Yeah, you want more LP tokens. He the like peeps. We got some geniuses here in the comments. Thanks for informing us. Great job, brother. Thank you. PP Tape. Awesome. Just got into Drip Garden compounding when I can see. For real. You are an honest man. How do you know if I'm an honest man? Keep compounding. And when the war is over, you will be rich. Sammy has his crystal ball and he's telling us the future. I appreciate that. 40 people have been reported dead. I think it'll be a lot more. Bombs flew. So yeah, it is war. Wow, Reuters has a webcam live streaming of main square in Kiev. Didn't the commemorator earlier mention that the city is likely to be overtaken in the next few hours? Drip back to 100. Yeehaw. Which fake news do I watch today? All right, is there any more comments? I don't want to end the live stream without getting your perspective on today. What are you doing in the market? What do you think of stocks, crypto? What's the play that you're doing? For me, I am sitting back. I am not buying dips right now. I don't think there's a rush to go buy anything. I want to let the dust settle. I don't know how long this invasion is going to go on. I don't know if after attacking military sites, they then turn to civilians. If that happens, there'll be more pressure on NATO getting involved. There's too many uncertainties for me. I already am down in my stocks and crypto so much. I get that now would be a time to dollar cost average in, but again, I'm out of capital. So that's where I find myself. But if you're thinking about starting in DeFi, my gosh, this is awesome. To be able to get drip at this price, I'm jealous. It's $100 there. Take a look at the price of pigs. Pigs is $3.40. So obviously, you could see last night this happened. The website on the animal farm went down for a little bit. People freaked out. Boom, they sold. They bought the dip back up. That's very bullish. If you want to take a look at the price of dogs had the same reaction. A little sell-off last night and boom, right back to 54, bullish. And all of this, guys, is because of the launch on the animal farm for the piggy bank. Click the link in my bio if you want to look at the best yield farming protocol. So a lot of people right now, they've got fear. They don't know what to do with their money. They're putting it in the animal farm and they're putting it in drip. All my links are in the description. You can see right here, I've got $60,000 tied up in drip. So I'm a pretty serious player about it. And the reason I put my money here is I figure we're going to be in a bear market for a while. So why just sit on my money when I could be getting paid 1% daily? The banks will pay you 1% per year. So right now, Bitcoin didn't pay you. You lost 2.26% of your value. You lost 3.67% of your value in Ethereum. And if you look at the price of Bitcoin over the last 3 months, you haven't made any money. Okay, if you put your money in drip, you would have been making 1% every day for 90 days. Do the compound interest on that. Okay, so that's why I love investments like drip, like the animal farm. Go ahead. If you're interested, you can get in our Telegram group. Just say, hey, watch your live stream. I have a question. I'll get in there and respond to you. And yeah, I appreciate that. Also, we launched this yesterday, which is super cool. As you guys can see, some people have already donated some coffees, and that means the world. So thank you. We're doing the full-time YouTube gig, so I'm totally supported by you guys, the coffees, the super chats, and soon to be paid private group, because our Telegram group blew up to over 2,500 people. So we've got to shrink it down. Take a look at the price of drip. Drip right here is about 95. Again, you don't really see anything sexy about this price of drip yet. There hasn't been a reversal. For those that are in the community, it's because people are taking money out. They're claiming, and putting the money in the animal farm. And that tends to happen when there's a brand new protocol that Forex launches. So not super concerned. All right, drip at 100. Which fake news do I watch today? Great. What happens first? Drip $50 or drip to 200? I don't know. I don't know if it'll get to $50. I think there'll be enough people that buy up these dips. But either way, it doesn't really matter, because if you're getting paid out every day, no matter what the price is, if the price goes to 50, great. If it goes to 200, even better. But it's just a matter of when, not if, in my opinion, because of the amount of utility that is going to be thrown drip's way. When you add a lending protocol, NFT partnerships, what happens is you're adding utility to something that doesn't have those utilities yet. And so I'm bullish on all of that. That's what's happening right now with the animal farm. Why is pigs going up? Because Forex added utility to pigs. All right, so I'm just going to be patient and wait. Thank you to the 134 of you that are in here. So far, we haven't had one super chat, which is kind of discouraging, but that means I'm not doing a good enough job. So I'm going to be doing a live AMA today with Captain DeFi. He wrote an article about the sustainability of drip. So if you've ever wondered, is this thing sustainable? We can listen to his arguments. That will be recording that tonight at 7, and then I'll have it live. Maybe I'll just make it for paid members. I don't know. But probably not. I'll probably just give it away for free. Let's do this. Drip Garden softens a loss, goes down 6%, but you earn 3%, up to 3%. So many good stocks to buy at a cheap price right now, but volatility pretty high at the moment. 30K invested in Drip. Nice. I loaded up on the Drip Garden. Plant value goes down. Well, it's called the Drip BUSD. So if Drip falls in price, I don't know how you expect your Drip Garden to go up. What do you think about Drip killing my diamond team? My diamond team is not dead. Just one of the people that work for them messaged me today. So within a day, they're going to have version 2 back up. So just being patient on that, but you can already withdraw your money in the version 1, my understanding, up to 80%, and then 20% you'll get from version 2. So again, all the people that were like, that's an inside hack, like, you look like an idiot. Why the sudden waterfall for Drip price? Well, it all started happening around the launch of Animal Farm, right? And so the speculation is Animal Farm became the sexy thing. I mean, you've got farms paying out 1.88%. You got Drip, a garden, paying out up to 3%. So the speculation is when people get the opportunity to invest in Drip or the Animal Farm, they're running to the Animal Farm. But if you look at the actual analysis, let me show you guys something. Then you'll see here, I mean, what's great about the blockchain is every data point is just documented. So you've got this chart here that says, so far this month, we've had 21,000 people join Drip. This number, the total Drippers has gone up this month. Total faucets gone up. But if you look at the last couple weeks here, so from February, you had about 1,200 people that signed up for Drip, and slowly it's gone down to 566. So new capital has slowed down on Drip. And guess where the capital's ramped up? Ramped up on the Animal Farm, right? And so that's what's going on. Now, these things are going to ebb and flow. Eventually, Forex's plan is to build the ecosystem between Drip, Piggy Bank, Animal Farm. It's going to be all this glorious Apple ecosystem where if I'm in the Animal Farm, I go, I want to try Drip. If I'm in Drip, I go, I want to try the Animal Farm. So you just got to be patient, in my opinion. Have the long-term perspective. Don't stare at your charts every day like I do, or you'll go crazy. All right, what else do we got? Plants doesn't have a sell price, seeds do. Oh, by the way, guys, link in my description. I'm giving away a Drip at the end of today, and the way to, the end of the week. And right now there's only about 6 people that applied that are in the drawing. So I just go to my video here and I click this. Where is it? Oh, it's not even in the description. That's crazy. I didn't even put it in there. That's why. Let me get this link to you guys. This is funny. Because a lot of people want, look at 7 people have donated coffee. So you have a really good chance of winning over $100+. Someone here bought me a coffee, new to crypto. Appreciate your generosity. I'm reading right here. So let me share this link, guys, if you do want to enter the draw for the My Coffee gig. Let's see if this link works. It might not. If that link doesn't work, let me know. But yeah, you can get an opportunity to win 1 free Drip. Right now we only have 7 people, so your chances are pretty high. It's only $5 to enter. Yeah, so you just click buymeacoffee.com/thedripfarm. Yeah, and that should work. All right, let's go back to your questions. What's the best strategy in regards to Drip faucet farm garden? I'm still waiting for Binance 10 days. Richie, I would build my position in the Drip garden to begin with, and then the profits, and then I would work every other day, maybe you could do hydrate, claim, get your initial deposit back, and then you can start taking that money and building up some money for the animal farm. The animal farm, some pools offer you higher APRs, but they fluctuate. So like one day you might make 0.88%, the other day you might make 1.5%. Drip Garden offers up to 3% per day, but the problem with Drip Garden is the moment you put that money in, it's locked forever and you can't sell your plants, which is fine because those plants are producing seeds that create an LP token that you can then exchange on PancakeSwap for BUSD. But so it really just depends on what your risk appetite is. But you really can't go wrong with either one, in my opinion. Not financial advice, just my opinion. Knowledge takes away doubt, and there can be no doubt, as it breeds to chaos and one's own demise. The drop on Drip due to the price of BNB, which is currently the biggest pool for Drip. Yeah. As you see the price of BNB tank, what do you do, right? So if we look at price of BNB, it's down 4%, down 12% over the last 7 days. That's not going to be helping Drip. It's going to be hurting Drip. But these things happen. Stop telling them how to take my Drip. Link doesn't work. Yeah, the link doesn't work. I don't know. Let me try to get you guys the link here. If I tweet it, let me see if this works. Copy and paste it. Boom. Yeah, there we go. I think this will work. So yeah, I just posted a link for a competition. I'm going to send away a Drip by the end of the week. Today's Thursday. Yeah, so there's only 7 people so far that have entered. So if you want, great. It's a way of just showing appreciation, saying, hey, thanks for the live stream. Thanks for putting out your videos. And you also enter into competitions. I'm working on merch. And so you are super early if you get in on that. So yeah, I will notify you when we do the drawing. What are we looking at here? Okay, so yeah, I just posted the link, guys. Thank you so much for your awesome support. It's super, super kind of you. And right now we've got 7 supporters on the channel. So your chances of winning, very, very high. Let's read the comments. Here we go. Let's do this. Boom. 129 people here. 2 no super chats. It's okay. I understand. Compound at this price means more future gains. Have you looked into DeFi Empire? No. If it's not by Forex, I'm not looking at it. Been burnt too many times, but there's the odd project I'll check out. It's amazing. You get a YouTube channel that's this fast growing, and you get a bunch of people that are like, will you do a video on this? We'll pay you for this, pay you for that. But I just turn them down. I'm like, look, bro, I don't want your stupid rug pull coin. I'm not shilling that to my community. So yeah, I could make money, but I'm trying to do it the right way. And it's tough, but it's the right thing. Harvesting, I assume, for piggy bank and maybe profit taking for the news. Plants doesn't have a sell price. Seeds do. Exactly. What's the best strategy? We went over that. Super chats are these things where you can send like support to a streamer. You click super sticker or super chat, and then right here you just put in the amount. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, there you go. So I could send myself one. But regardless, anyways, that's just like how YouTubers make money. And for you to, you can say thanks to your YouTube or whatever, the person you follow. Compound at this price means more fruitful gains. Understood. Thanks for the info. Thanks for being here for us. No problem, my friends. I am here for you. Let's check out what's going on in the news right now. Putin unleashes war on Ukraine. Oh, remember we had a commenter say this isn't a war? Okay. I don't know what you call this, but it doesn't look good when civilians and troops are invaded and there's casualties and bombs flying and tanks taking over roads and okay. The snowflakes. Russian rockets, tanks, past CNN reporter. I saw that 13 minutes ago. President Biden says the U.S. is prepared to respond to Russian cyber attacks. Oh, yeah? Vlad's like, oh, yes? You think you are ready? Let's go over to our right propaganda wing. Putin's desire for empire. Exactly. Biden slams Russia. Look at these choppers, man. Russia's moving toward decapitating Ukraine in multiple steps. That's crazy. Let's do this. Let's check this out right here.
And set the scene for us right now.
Well, Brianna and John, the attack on military installations, it seems so far the attacks have been limited to military installations, started a couple of hours before dawn here in Kharkiv. And of course, you'll recall that just across the border, which is only 25 miles away, a very substantial Russian force have been building up around the city of Belgrade, where our own Fred Pleitgen was able to see, and more importantly, hear outgoing artillery also being fired, presumably in this direction or in the direction south towards military installations. Clearly, if you look at the pattern of attacks across the country, the aim of the Putin administration at this stage in the conflict is to attack air defenses, air installations. There have been airports and air installations and communications attacked throughout the country, including here around Kharkiv. The mayor of Kharkiv has asked people to remain at home. Some people have heeded those words. Some shops are closed, some are open, and the metro system is now being, it's also, public transport is still running, but the metro stations are also being opened up for use as places to shelter. If the conflict comes closer to this city of at least 1.5 million people, the real estimates probably should put that more around 2 million. It's the second biggest city in the country, but it's a significant target depending on what Putin's game plan is. Is he trying to draw Ukrainian forces away from the east by that threatening move with the transporter crossing from Belarus south towards Kiev? Is he trying to do the same by threatening Kharkiv while simultaneously knocking out the wider defensive capabilities of Ukraine, whilst carving off those two substantial provinces in the east, Luhansk and Donetsk oblasts? We don't know yet exactly what the game plan is. He has insisted that he is coming into the country, sending troops in this war to protect, he says, Russians against what he's called Nazis and occupiers. And there has been in the past, of course, intelligence saying that they had lists of people that they were going to kill, capture and jail as part of this program to attack the structures, the political structures that are still running the country here. John Brianna?
Sam, I just want to give people a sense of exactly where you are on the map here. This is Kharkiv, where you are. You were talking about Belgorod right over the border in Russia, where we saw satellite imagery of supplies being massed yesterday. You said Frederick Pleitgen heard artillery outgoing from there, and you can see it is some distance from this separatist region. Sam, any impact that you can see yet on the civilian population? Any casualties that you have heard in Kharkiv at this point?
We've got local reporting. We haven't been able to go out and confirm quite yet. We're letting things to settle down because we think this is probably the first wave of the military action. Everybody here is concerned about the deployment of ground troops. There have been reports in Kharkiv of an apartment being struck by some kind of missile or artillery. We don't yet have any reports of civilian casualties. I'm just about 150 yards off to my left from the biggest hospital, which is next to a number of other medical institutes here in Kharkiv. They appear to be working as normal. There's certainly not a rush of people in and out of emergency sections there. The population is milling around. Some people are out on the streets. The majority, I'd say, have stayed in. There are also claims, John and Brianna, coming from, and again, we have not been able to verify this, of the Ukrainians having knocked out what they are claiming is 4 Russian tanks on the ring road that surrounds Kharkiv. Kharkiv has got a very, very clear ring road around it. There have been some social media posts on that, which we're investigating. And the Ukrainian Ministry of Defense is also saying that close to Kramatorsk, which is where myself and my team were operating yesterday on what was the front line down there, they're claiming that there have been a number of aircraft downed, Russian aircraft downed by Ukrainian forces, and further south, even a number of Russians being killed by Ukrainian forces. In all of these Ukrainian Ministry of Defense claims, we only have their word for it. And as you know, as well as we do, the first casualty in war is frequently the truth.
I just circled, Sam, the Krasmatorsk where you're talking about there. I can also show people a sense of the scope of where there have been...
Okay, guys. All right, let's regroup. What are your thoughts? Leave your thoughts, comments, and the questions. If you're new here, please like this video. And we're so close to 8,000 subscribers, so on a day like today, there's not much to be happy about. But hitting 8,000 would definitely help make things a little better, at least for our channel here. But our thoughts, our prayers are obviously with the people in the Ukraine. Nobody supports a war like this. Nobody wants to see anything like this. It's horrible. Let's go to your thoughts. Let's go to your comments. Right now, we got 122 people in the chat. Thank you for being here. My name's Jonathan. I run the Drip Farm. And we've got a Telegram group of 2,500 members. And we are passionate about DeFi. So all of you guys here, especially Vernon, man, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Tex, my dog, is going to eat good tonight because of you. We are in here looking at the price of drip, stabilizing around 95 bucks. If you're an investor in the animal farm, you're happy today because the price of pigs is in the mid 300s, which is good. Good to see that. And nice recovery from our sell-off last night during the Russian invasion. If you want, we can take a look at the overall stock market. You can see it's recovered nicely. Last night, it recovered from 800 points down in the Dow. And I went to bed thinking, oh my, that's not good. And to see us hit positive territory, NASDAQ was down 3% at one point. That's great recovery. It shows how oftentimes the news is already baked in the market. And a lot of people think, oh, tomorrow I'm going to sell my stock. It's too late. That's not the way it works. So oftentimes you do the reverse. You buy the rumor and then you sell the news. Okay? So that's typically how the stock market works if you're new. Ukraine. Let's go to the comments. Ukraine will be entering into negotiations with Russia very soon. Negotiations? I think the time for negotiations is done. I wish the United States population was this outraged about the invasion at our southern border. Respect. Well, you got to vote, man. If you support people that are shy on all this stuff, it's on you. Vote. Look at Canada. If you haven't learned the lesson from Canada, like, people can be mad at Justin Trudeau. You should be mad at the people that elected him. All right? Just don't elect people like that see themselves as, the opportunity to, overreach government. Like, do you want government overreach? If you do, then keep voting for the Liberal Party. That's clearly the agenda, is you don't know what you're doing. You cannot self-manage. Self-freedoms are not a good thing for the country. You need us. Let us regulate populations. Let us tell you what you should put in your body and not. And we'll control your bank accounts if we don't like your, protests are unorderly and they're disruptive. And you shouldn't, we like freedom of speech, but make it an orderly protest. Use your head, folks. I mean, you're the ones who are electing these people. And so if you don't like it, show up at the voting booth and get rid of these people. Hire some new people. See how they do. Sad day for world peace. It is. It's a reminder that this country, this world is so fragile. I mean, even today, guys, I had this thought of going to my local bank and withdrawing cash. Because I'm like, man, if Russia does get a hold of some of these banks, these little local banks, as a way to scare the West, My money's in a local bank, and I'm just like, they don't have the infrastructure that, you know, a Russian hacker team couldn't get in if they wanted to. So I'm like, man, maybe I could just go get a little bit of cash just to have. Like, even me thinking that way shows you, like, how crazy things change. Now, tell me in the comments I'm stupid. Please tell me. I need to know. Drip price rebounding well today. Yeah, I guess. Biden is not intimidating whatsoever. That's for sure. What's drip price right now? It's about $100 if you want to see. If you go here, it's $102. If you go over to this chart here, which is a different liquidity pool, there's two. There's one that's tied to BNB, one to BUSD. You can see it's $95. So we don't see any spike, guys. There's been no spike. So people saying, oh, it's recovering nicely. It's not recovering nicely. What you're seeing is BNB price go up. We need a real leader. Well, Burr, it's easy to say and complain. What would a real leader do? What is your idea? What's the solution? Right? It's easy to knock Joe Biden right now. What would you do? What's your ideas? Let's judge each other on the ideas that we bring to the table. BTC is exploding. All right, let's check out BTC. It's exploding, I heard. Here we go. By the way, I'm eating nibs. I love these things. So BTC last night sold off to 34.4 and we're up to 37. That's a couple percentage move. Not exploding, but nice to see it recover a little bit. Let's check the price of Tesla. Nice to see Tesla recover here. I mean, this is the one thing I would want to be buying as an investor long term. Give me more and more Tesla. The fact that it went down to $700, unbelievable. I mean, I love me some Tesla. Because nothing about the fundamentals of Tesla has changed. Everything they make, they sell. They can't make enough. I like investing in companies like that, especially in a sector that, like, how many people do you know own electric cars? Nobody. Hardly anybody. One day that will change. You're getting in early. Who's going to be one of the leaders in the EV space? Tesla. Okay. Do you trust Elon? I don't know. Look at his record. Yeah, he's done a pretty good job. Every other car manufacturer company has failed or claimed bankruptcy except for Ford and Tesla. It's an American company. I like that. Yeah, do they have exposure to China? Yeah. Exposure to Russia? No. Okay. So that's why I'm looking at Tesla. Joe Biden should have bought the dip. You know there's some insiders doing some trading in Washington, okay? That's how it rolls. You say vote. Are you 100% sure our elections are uncorruptible? I am not 100% sure of that. I'm too far removed from the access and reliability of my conclusion on that matter. Does that make sense? I think that's what an unbiased person would say. Do I have reason to doubt? I've heard that there is dead people that make votes. I've heard that there are corrupt elections, but to the point that Donald Trump claims this was a fraudulent election, that evidence hasn't been revealed. So I cannot conclude on that matter that this election was stolen. Was there corrupt votes during this election? Of course, there is in every election. Did both sides know that? Yes, and they play the game. Did mail-in ballots have a lot to do with this election? That's about the biggest variable that we just don't know. So yes, but to say it was a stolen election, you have to show evidence. You and I don't have the evidence, so it's just speculation and noise. It just sounds like a poor sport. And so you got to move on. You got to just win the next one, right? So if you're running for office, whether it's the governor in Florida, DeSantis, or whether Trump makes another stab at it, you can't talk about the past, how it was stolen. You just sound like a crybaby. At least to independents you do. To your base, it'll sound like, yeah, it was stolen. But you're not going to get anywhere on those arguments. So that's my opinion. Take care of your Perlicuse. Does anyone know what please tell me what a perlicuse is? Is that like my nails? I'm sorry I'm not a fashion icon, guys. Whoa, Chris, PC Lounge, thank you for the $2 donation. Half the Safe Moon V2 supply. I don't know. There's a lot of little Safe Moon shillers. I looked at the price of Safe Moon to see if it really has done much from all this marketing spend. But yeah, it doesn't have my attention still. So sorry. You can convince me. Please convince me. Tell me I'm missing something. You still believe Joe Biden had the most votes in American history? 81 million votes, really? Again, I would just say I don't know. Can you show me evidence that that isn't true? Trust me, I'm all open to hearing arguments on both sides, but I just haven't seen anything convincing that tells me this was a mass coordinated effort to rig an election. Yeah, sorry. And I don't really want to, I mean, I'm open to it. If you have new evidence, great. But if it's just some YouTube video with the guy speculating, then we find ourselves in the same situation, don't we? Cryptocurrency will rule the world soon enough. Yeah, like if anything, you watch what's happening in Russia and you're like, cryptocurrency could become a new currency in Russia. You can see it now. You heard it here in the first. You know, Putin now makes Bitcoin the currency of Russia. Like maybe because he has to, because his little ruble, the ruble, isn't worth anything anymore. Who knows? Tell me I'm wrong. I know nothing. Cryptocurrency will rule the world soon. I hope the U.S. doesn't use Russian cryptocurrency mining and implementations to spread rhetoric that cryptocurrency is evil. Well, Russia owns a good majority of cryptocurrency. Maybe that was on purpose leading up to this. But yeah, a lot of Russians own a lot of mining facilities, cryptocurrency. So how this affects cryptocurrency is yet to be determined. If D. Trump was still in power, what would his reaction to this crisis have been? He would have went all Moab on him. Mother of all bombs. No, I don't think Trump would be throwing bombs or U.S. soldiers. I don't think the U.S. has the tolerance for more war. I think there'd be, in my opinion, what would have happened, and I know, again, this is speculation from a dumb YouTuber, is Donald Trump would have went heavier on sanctions far earlier than Biden. I don't think he would have waited for an attack. I think he would have said, hey, get your troops away from the Ukraine. And then he'd wait a couple days. Hey, you've added more troops, and now you're adding blood and building hospitals, mobile hospitals. Sorry, Putin. Swift Bank gone, everything gone until you reverse course. I think that's probably what he would have done. He would have went heavy. I do not know. So please don't hate me for my opinion. I love you. Let's show some love. All right. Would this have ever happened? Fake news and big tech censorship is hard to fight against. Yeah, that's not just Vernon's opinion. That's actually proven. Like if you post something about COVID on Instagram right now, you get this little tag. And it talks about like, well, if this is against the CDC guidelines. Guys, the CDC guidelines, is that still a thing? You guys are still looking at CDC guidelines, thinking that that is the ultimate purveyor of truth. Stop. Convince me otherwise. The CDC told you that masks and frickin' quarantines would stop a virus. Are you an idiot? Nothing stops viruses. Literally the Queen of England, Queen Elizabeth, got COVID. Fully vaccinated, with boosters in her body, she gets COVID. So this idea that the world doesn't owe you and me an apology for shutting us all down because they thought they were going to protect us all, it's bullcrap. You cannot stop viruses. Like, convince me otherwise. Tell me that there is an effort in one country to stop coronavirus that worked, that you know, it just somehow they have way better results than this country. Just show me the evidence and change my mind. This isn't a political speech. This isn't a, he's a right guy, he's a left guy. Use your freaking head. No, I'm not left. No, I'm not right. Stop labeling people. Listen to what I'm saying. The evidence is clear. You cannot stop a virus. So saying CDC guidelines and watching Facebook and Instagram and Google and blocking people's views and telling us how to think, it is bullcrap. And if you're like, well, it's not like we could ever, you know, lose our freedoms. Did you watch what happened in Canada this past week? Well, I don't know. It's not like we'd ever go to war. Are you watching the news? You have Russia invading a sovereign country named Ukraine. This isn't Middle East Matters. This is Ukraine, a legit awesome country. I've been to it. I got friends there. And you're watching Russia do this to the Ukraine. This is a world event. This changes how you and I live our next 70 years of life. You're like, I wasn't around during World War II. I know, but guess what? You're around something real big right now. You're around something really big right now. And we don't know to what extent Putin is going to go. You think, oh, it's going to be over if he takes over Ukraine. What's the matter? He isn't going to stop at the Ukraine. If anything, he just learned he can get away with invading the Ukraine. And you say, well, we're going to come down on him with sanctions. Do you not think he calculated and knows the sanctions for years and years in advance? He's got China in his back pocket. That's why he waited till the Olympics were over as a sign of respect. All right, I'll stop preaching. You guys, please tell me I'm wrong. Tell me that Russia and China are not going to become bros through this. Just tell me that. Convince me otherwise. I'm trying to be as objective as possible. I don't want to be biased. I try not to be stupid and try not to be like, oh, I'm going to get labeled and people are going to unsubscribe. I love you all. If you are right or left, you are welcome here. Just bring reason to the arguments. Michael Bayless, welcome. Welcome to you. I love you forever, bro. Michael, you are the first, I think one of the first members to join my YouTube channel. So thank you. Like, Michael, whatever you have to shill, we will buy. That is the nicest thing ever. Guys, if you click join on my YouTube channel right now, respect. Like, I should do a contest. I should give something away. Give away my nibs. That looks so bloody and horrible. But thank you. This is so kind of you. I love Drip. Way more opened up many doors for me. Yeah, so if you're new to this channel, guys, we're all about the drip show, okay? Look at the drip, man. Boom. It's hanging at 104. That's the price of drip. And then this is the faucet of drip. What the faucet is I put in a bunch of money. I've got $63,000 of drip locked and loaded. I can't access this money. But here's the thing. No one else can access this money. So yeah, last night when Russia was invading, everybody would have tried to sell, but they couldn't. All this money's locked up in this pool, and it pays us 1% interest every day. So right here, I've got this money that I can take out. I can click claim. This is actually probably 2 or 3 days worth of money. And yeah, I can rehydrate or claim. So that's what people are talking about when they talk about drip. We've got, oh my gosh, Chris, PC Lounge, welcome. I love you forever, man. That is the nicest thing. Thank you so much. Trump already had the sanctions in place. Biden admin got rid of them and are now putting them back in place. That could be the case. I haven't followed all the Russian sanctions, but that could be the case. We will find out here soon. But check this out, guys. Let's watch a little bit of CNN, and we'll come back to these comments.
Who is with her 2 children? Oksana, what are your children's names?
My name is Yaroslav.
Your name is Yaroslav. How old are you, Yaroslav?
I am 9 years old.
Are you scared?
So.
You're a very brave boy.
Thank you.
And you have a daughter here as well.
Yes, she's named Kate, and she's 6.
Is she okay?
I think she wants to sleep because we woke up in 5
a.m. Yeah.
Yes, because we heard
some explosions.
Yes, explosions.
What was your reaction?
It was scary. We was scary. Of course, we had some bookcase. Yes. Suitcases. Yes, and.
You came here. How long have you been here?
Not so long. I think 2 or 3 hours. We came two parents of my husband, and after we came here.
And what will you do now? Will you stay here tonight?
Yes, I think yes. Yes.
Do you have food? Do you have everything you need? This is what you have.
Yes, and water. That's all.
You seem remarkably strong, given how scary the situation is.
We try be brave because we have children and we don't want to show them that we are scared.
What do you think? Why would President Putin do this? Do you understand?
I think he don't want our president be our president.
He doesn't want President Zelensky to be in power.
Yes. I think.
Did you ever believe that this could happen?
No. It's impossible. I don't believe now that this happened with us. Really.
Okay, Oksana, Yaroslav, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. I know how difficult a time it is, and you know, Jim, Oksana and her family are incredibly strong, and you see a lot of strength and resilience down here. You also see a lot of desperation.
Okay, wow. Crazy times, guys. It's horrible. It's horrible to see people losing homes in subways like that. You see the kids. Just horrible. Let's look at the comments here. Where are you guys at with all this? How are you guys doing? Yeah, Michael. Get the mic out of their face, shaking my head. Yeah, I know. It's a mix as a journalist because you want to document and give the people a voice. And that's ultimately why we should be there. But if we're there to get, they call it war porn, as a way of just like documenting other people's suffering so we feel better about ourselves. Like, yeah, that's shady. But we do need I am thankful we have cameras rolling because it gives us a perspective that's different than just hearing about, oh, Russia invaded Ukraine. Now with social media and with video and everybody having one of these devices, you can't hide anything. And so it gives perspective, you know. But appreciate, Michael, your point. And I look, you even said good point back. I don't know who you are, Michael, but you're obviously a smart man. You're cognitively developed. You're humble enough to have a conversation with someone that you might have differing perspective and be like, yeah, good point. Yeah, I thought of it differently. Yeah, because I can learn from everybody. And that's why I'm here, is I want to hear, you know, think about YouTube right now. We got 128 people from all different walks of life, and we're coming together. We're giving reaction to what we heard from Biden today. What is your reaction to the stock market? What are you doing? What's the plays right now? All of this is so important to come together at times like this and to just talk. And so that's what we're doing. I don't have a secret agenda. I just know that our community, our Telegram group, if you're new here, I run a Telegram group. There's 2,500 members. We all invest in different projects that pay us an ROI. You can click the link in my video, and obviously you'll find what you're looking for in the major projects that I'm invested in. But I wanted to basically get reaction from our community on what they're thinking about today. So I'll look to you guys in the comments. We have someone saying, you know, I pray for them in all the Ukraine. David says, I'm freaking upset, bro. I feel it, man. I feel the same way. You feel helpless, right? What do you do? Like, think about it. Everyone's mad at Joe Biden, right? Go after him. It's like, go after him. What does that look like? Are you talking about take him out? Because there's no taking Putin out without a nuclear war. So you have to weigh. There is no easy answer. The world is not black and white. You might have grown up in a family that teaches you so many things as black and white. The issue of religion and God and the Bible and Republicans and Democrats, it's all just black and white. There's a right and there's a wrong. Well, as you get older, you start to realize that the world is pretty gray. There's just a lot of issues with a lot of factors. It's like an onion. You peel a layer after a layer after a layer to get to the truth. But it's hard. It's like saying define love, or, you know, if your friend asks you, why are you friends with me? There's really no answer to that. There's a lot of answers to that. It's define beauty, right? It's like there's so many gray issues. And today we find ourselves all as a world united that war is wrong, that this war is unjustifiable, that Russia is clearly in the wrong, that Vladimir Putin is an egomaniac trying to put his name in history. All of us agree. But how you respond to this is where you're going to get all sorts of opinions, and all of your opinions matter. And that's why I'm documenting it right here. So if you want more people to join this conversation from around the world, if you're from Russia, Ukraine, I'd love to hear from you especially. Guys, help us. Let's get the word out by just clicking like. And you can subscribe to this channel. Every day I come on here, I produce new videos every day. I give you my investment, not advice, but I document what I'm doing with my money. And right now I'm getting paid over 1% per day on my money while the markets crash. And I'm in projects that I believe in that are paying me a daily payout, which is awesome. So if you want to learn more about that, links in the description. So yeah, someone says we only have each other. Love this community. Always happy to help. London, Bobby, CNN, Criminal Network News. Sure. Chicken Noodle News. Sure. The conflict over there. I mean, you can make fun of CNN, but you also have to be able to make fun of Fox, right? Clearly they've got their narratives. I mean, when you watch the news, you have to remember, I'm not watching the news. I'm watching a narrative. All right. I'm watching a narrative. I'm watching facts that are covered in a narrative and brought to me for dinner. Okay. That's what you're watching. And you can't say, well, Fox doesn't do that or CNN doesn't do that. Like, no, they know who their viewers are, and they have to sell commercial spots, and they know what gets you riled up and what keeps you tuned in. This is a business. And the media and information has now been monetized. And yeah, it's hard to get to the truth these days, isn't it, folks? My heart is hurting for the people of Ukraine and Russia. I visited in the 90s, and they're incredible people. Yeah, I got the privilege to visit Ukraine a couple years ago, and I went all throughout the country, and every person I met, kind, loving people, hardworking people, tough people. The climate over there is so cold, and they don't have a lot of luxuries that people in the West here have, but says a lot about them. I remember their hospitality. I went into this small little house, man, and they just brought me they thought they were bringing me the best meal ever, and it was it wasn't the best, but I just remember feeling so thankful, and I ate it all, and war sucks, man. Today is definitely a sobering day, and it puts your stock market gains, losses, your crypto losses, whatever, it puts it into perspective. We just saw CNN interview family with kids that's hiding in a subway right now. That's their world. Do they deserve to be there? No. It'd be literally like you and your family hiding away in a subway today. These people did not deserve this. Hear me out. This isn't like, well, they deserved it. No, this is just a tragedy. It's horrible. Performance Enhancing Pancakes says, my man Jonathan is a thinker, not just a regurgitator of information. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I hope I can be unbiased in all my commentary. Obviously, I admit that I am biased because I'm a human being. That's the nature of being human. We cannot rid ourselves of all confirmation bias. From our upbringing to our teachers to what we've read to our experiences of reality, these things are baked within us. And this 6-pound piece of meat between my two ears is a flawed 6-pound piece of meat. Okay? It's hard to give commentary on a lot of issues, like the nature of God, the nature of the universe. It's hard. It's hard for me to be like, this is the truth. And here in 2022, Mr. Jonathan, the Drip Farm channel guy, he has the exact perspective. I think it's arrogant. We should approach conversations in humility, looking to learn something from someone else who has a different perspective, not shutting them down. If you're doing that, you probably are insecure. You probably have a lot of fear, and you haven't developed fully in a cognitive way. And but you're doing the right thing once you acknowledge that, and you start trolling less, and you start saying just stupid things, and you want to bring value to the conversation. That's when you're like, cool, I'm growing up. I'm becoming a mature adult. And maturity is often associated with humility, right? Because the more you think you know, the more you realize you don't know anything. All right, Fox is harder to make a funny acronym for. The X gets me every time. Very funny. Thanks for sharing my message, bro. Appreciate it. Michael Bayless, the one and only, the guy with the green thing next to him. That means he's a sponsor of this channel. Guys, you can sponsor too. Join us. I'd love it. This is a brand new community. I'm going to take Meet Kevin out. All right. He's my goal. He inspires me. He's in California, so we're in different states, but I'm going to give him a run for the money. That's my goal. And we're already 8,000 people in less than 3 weeks. It's freaking awesome. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Help me get to 8,000. That'd be awesome. How would America react if Mexico joined the Warsaw Pact? You are speaking above my intelligence. I don't know anything about that. Dude, their hospitality was over the top. Was invited into strangers' home for scraps. Yeah. While Ukraine has Oreos and Coke. Dude, the Ukraine has amazing chocolate. I got some M&Ms here. Peanut M&Ms. The only type of M&Ms are the peanut M&Ms, by the way. Our chocolate in America and in Canada and in the West, it sucks. It all sucks. I actually bought a Toblerone yesterday, which is like low-grade Belgium chocolate, but Europe has it going on when it comes to candies and chocolate. Zenobia, welcome. She says, that's true, Jonathan. It would be so easy to sit down and say what everyone should do. Every decision is going to have huge consequences. For sure. Think Minsk should have been kept. Think Minsk should have been kept. I don't know what you mean, Laura. I'm not buying vodka until Russia leaves Ukraine. Yeah. Think of how many stores are removing all their little Russian vodkas off the shelf. And again, guys, it's not like, remember how there was like this the news created this narrative, whether it's substantiated by a lot of evidence, I don't know, or whether they cherry pick stories, but there was a lot of Asian hate around coronavirus, which is stupid. Like, you hate someone that's from China because of the coronavirus. That makes a lot of sense. You know, how stupid do you have to be? But it's the same thing that could happen here, where people will start to hate Russians in Europe and in the West because of what Vladimir Putin has done. Hear me out. This is Vladimir Putin. I don't think anybody in Russia wants this. They're friends with people in the Ukraine. I've been to Ukraine. I've sat with Russians, Ukraine. They like each other for like the most part. I mean, it'd be like me saying, do Canadians like Americans? It's like, well, it depends who you talk to. I mean, sure, there's some that don't like America, and it's the same over there. But the idea that like all Russians are bad and we should ban everything from Russia, it's like, it's tough because these people don't want this war either. What was your former education occupation before crypto? TKB, I appreciate the question. I don't want to go too much into my history. I'd like to keep some things kind of a secret, but like right now, I have 26 Filipinos that work for me, and we sell for clients on Facebook Marketplace. We provide them passive income. We do it all for them. We list products, we sell them on Facebook Marketplace, and people make $500 to $2,000 extra bucks a month. They don't do anything. And so I think I might even have a link in my description for my e-commerce business. It's called fbautopilots.com. You can check it out. We can set up a call if you're interested in us running your Facebook Marketplace store. Hey, Jonathan. Vinman, what's up, man? Hey, Jonathan. Just wanted to say hi and support you. Not much of a good day today. Stay safe. God bless. Yeah, Vinman, I appreciate your support. You're always on here. It isn't a good day. It's okay to not have perfect days. When people on Instagram are like, just smile anyways, just have a great day. Like, no, it's healthy as a human being to have days that aren't good. It's healthy to be transparent and to say, today is not a day of celebration. It's a day of sobriety. It's a day to be somber and to be remembering the people in Russia and the Ukraine who are their worlds have turned upside down. And to be mindful of those that are suffering in our world. And if you find yourself today in a place of freedom, in a place of plenty, to not be blinded by your privilege, but to open your eyes and to, whether you worship a God or whether you think, it's all naturalistic explanations for reality, then I don't know. But don't you get a sense of gratitude for what you have today? I mean, go for a walk, take your kids out, your wife, just breathe in the fresh air, put your feet on the ground and feel what it feels like to be free. Feel what it feels like to be free today, to not have panic, to not be having a little newborn in a subway going, I've got 5 diapers left. I wonder if I'll be able to go back home after that. All the anxiety that comes with what these families are dealing with. Peanut butter M&Ms are nothing but rebranded Reese's Pieces. Well, Scott, that is fake news. Reese's Pieces have peanut butter crap in them. A peanut butter M&M has an actual peanut. The peanut can be verified as actual nut. Not a cashew, but a peanut. Do you feel Drip Viewer is safe? Yes, I'm actually working with the team who designed Drip Viewer, and one day you will see a video of myself on this home screen. All right, so right here he's talking about Drip Viewer. It's a way to come see what's happening with the garden. So in 27 minutes, I can see what's going on. The last 72 hours, I can see the price of plants. It went from 567 to 508. Oh, wow. And I can see how much my plants are worth, how much I make a day. So this is what I make in passive income a day right here so far, which is cool. Even on crappy days like today. Let's check out the stock market. It is down 45, so it's had a huge recovery. The S&P, let's look at the one-day chart. Wow, all-time high right now. So the stock market has recovered a bit. Let's take a look at crypto. We'll go over here to CoinMarketCap. And a nice little recovery here. That's good to see. Still down 7 days. I mean, we're still getting massive sell-off. So nothing that makes me super excited. Drip here is down 5.96, down 20% over the last 7 days. But again, remember, during drip sell-off, you're still making money. You're still making money every single day. By the way, guys, if you didn't know, I'm doing a contest right now. If you go to the link in my description, which I need to get, I've got 10 supporters right now, which means if I go to view my page, 10 supporters. So why buy me a coffee? Well, 1, you support the channel. I appreciate it. 2, you get entered in to win free drip, exclusive monthly live Zoom calls, and you get entered into winning some merch that we're going to be coming up with. And so at the end of this week, right now I've got 10 people. So you have 1 in 10 chance to win some free drip. All you have to do is buy your boy a coffee. Putin had no mandate. Hey, Jonathan, just want to say hi, and I support you. Thank you. Do you think if this is bad situation, will go longer for people really invest in crypto anymore? People have been investing in crypto for years and years. So crypto is so volatile. That's the price you pay for crazy gains. So I'm not worried about crypto disappearing. It's not going to disappear, in my opinion. But you're going to see massive pumps, massive dumps. It's highly manipulated right now. So just, the best people are the ones that are patient, that buy and hold assets and aren't just chasing and I got to get out. I'm selling at the bottom. Oh no, I'm missing the top. I better get back in. And then you start buying at the top. You got to get over that. Stop being so emotional. You just buy and hold, buy and hold. And we'll see. No one knows how long this Ukrainian conflict is going to go for. We are in unprecedented times. BTC is pumping. Didn't Ukraine have a big crypto mining business? Yeah, but so does Russia. Pigpen or piggy bank for long term. Depends what long term means. Short term, piggy bank will be the new flashy, sexy thing. I think you'll see a run up going into piggy bank as long as things stabilize in Russia and Ukraine. I mean, you saw what happened yesterday. One world event, boom, it went from 280 to 220 price of pig. So do I know what's going to happen next week? I have no idea. Neither do you. So tread lightly. But piggy bank is obviously going to be sexy because it's paying out up to 3%. You can stake for longer. just own pigs is what I would tell you. Whether you put them in a piggy bank or the pig pen, and who cares? That's secondary to just owning pigs. Thanks for your reply. I appreciate it. I didn't know why, but I like your content. Keep it up. Well, a lot of people like my content because of my face. And people just unsubscribe. Just kidding. This face isn't much to work with, still single. All the crypto ladies. If I wanted to make a real channel, I should have went into a space that has a lot more females, because there's not a lot of females in the crypto space. It's just the way it is. If you're a female you should see my analytics. It's like 99% are male, from like 20 to like 50. But if you're a female cryptocurrency buyer, seller, trader, investor, congrats, you're in the minority, man. If you're a female in crypto, you should start a YouTube channel. I'm just saying. I will invest in your YouTube channel. All right, guys. I'm going to get off here if there's nothing else. Let's just check the news real quick again. See if there's any other developments. Putin's desires for an empire. Yep. There are more phases ahead. Russia's moving toward decapitating Ukraine. The human cost of Putin's war. Yeah, we don't have any word on the capital city of Kiev, whether or not it's been taken. If someone has information on that, please let me know. That's one new development that I'm interested in. There's a lot of information I'm getting right now from a person on the ground right now in the Ukraine. I'll share with you just his Telegram right here. This is kind of like private insider information. So, but yeah, you can see he's got 225,000 subscribers. He's got all of what's happening. I think I've been to this train station. St. Petersburg, Russia. A night in Kharkov. Thousands descend into the abandoned subway tunnels due to shelling. Wow. Ukraine under full-scale attack. This is all the areas of the Ukraine that have been hit, where Russian troops crossed. So when someone says it's not at war, this kind of looks like a war. Planes that have been rerouted. Nobody's flying over Ukraine. This guy here, he's getting a little close. Chernobyl is now in Russian hands. Looks like Ukrainian soldiers taken captive. That's crazy. Imagine seeing that over your country right now. Ukrainian Interior Ministry advisor claims Russian armed forces entered Chernobyl. Okay, yeah. So, what is this? Crazy. Crazy. What's my coffee of choice? Here. You guys are awesome. Let me give this to you. If you still want to enter the drawing to win. I don't even know. Support. members. I'll try to find it here. You can see I just started this last night for our Telegram group, and I'm just gonna do a lot of giveaways via this. Buy me a coffee, you enter in to win free drip, free merch. So let's I'll just give this to you guys again. If you want to enter, great. If not, no worries. And then I'll go to the comments here. Here, I'm posting it, the link in here. Boom, there you go. If you guys use that, that's how you can win some free drip. Female here, Jonathan, you should totally have a wife. Well, maybe if you're single, we should connect and do a live stream date. Would you guys want us to do a live stream date? Like and subscribe, like and subscribe. Let's do it. Got my bubbly. We can drink bubblies together on our date. And eat nibs. This is licorice. Yeah. Yeah, Michael. You're so the man. Michael has a green thing next to him. That means he subscribed to this channel. He joined the community. And he will always be remembered because when we are Meet Kevin size, I'll be like, Michael, now that I have $1 million, have 500,000 of it. I'm just saying, maybe that will happen, maybe it won't. But I will remember Michael Bayless. I will also remember the Vin Man because every time I do a chat, the guy donates and he's super kind. Thank you. All of you that are here, I'm so thankful. I'm just thankful if you click like. I know you probably can hear me chewing. How disgusting. Hey, man, nice to hear and see someone who does not care which side a person is on and just wants to talk and listen and not argue. Big ups, Jake. J-Doc, thank you, man. Yeah, I mean, cooler heads prevail, right? The smartest people are not ones that just see it. You don't see the academics yelling at each other. If you want to be a true intellect, you have to learn the ability to listen to the other side. Not so that you can start talking again either. To listen to their perspective. Like there's a reason why a Democrat thinks the way they think. There's a reason why a Republican thinks the way they think. And both, like, in essence, take that situation. One believes the government should do more to help people. That makes sense. That sounds like they're passionate about helping people. Okay. Republicans are saying we don't want the government involved in our life. The less government, the more freedom we have. Okay. That makes a lot of sense too. And then it's like if you begin there and go, okay, well, how do we make both those worlds exist together? Well, let's pick a subject. Taxes. Do you like roads? Yeah. Well, then do you like taxes? No. Okay, well, you don't have roads without taxes. Okay, so we should charge people a little bit to have good roads, clean the snow off the roads, maintain the roads. Yeah, I'm cool with that. Okay, what about public schools? Should we pay for that? Should single people have to pay for if they don't even have kids? And like, have reasonable conversations. All right, that's all I'm saying. I think our generation will do that more than the old generation because we're learning how to have healthy dialogue. I'm hopeful, at least. I don't think there's a lot of Vladimir Putins out in the world left. I mean, that's probably, I have nothing to substantiate that claim, but the more I'm on YouTube and I see a lot of reasonable people. And again, it's YouTube. I mean, this is filled with people of totally different backgrounds and cultures, but you guys are like, you're woke to the media. You don't believe crap you watch on CNN or Fox News. You get that you're given a narrative. Even with what you see in Russia and the Ukraine, we were all speculative. We're going, okay, is this just a political football? Are they actually going to invade, or is this hype? Well, now we know they actually invaded. Okay, great. And because of social media, we can come on here rather than wait for Fox News, CNN, and we can find Telegram chats like the one I just showed you from people actually on the ground that are giving us up-to-date, like here, 341. Russian Special Op Forces paratroopers have landed at Hostomel. That's 10 kilometers northwest of Ukrainian capital Kiev. A ground offensive to take Kiev appears to be underway. Ukrainians have been asked to take up arms and defend themselves. Ukraine may fall in the next 18 hours. All right. CNN isn't reporting that yet. We're reporting it because we're following key players in the social media space that are giving us the inside what's going on. Appreciate that, my friend. Time is money. Lottery and property tax pay for school. Yeah, I mean, you got to look at each state is different, right? That's why it takes both sides working together. Well said. Mark, you have come around, my friend. Mark and me are now friends. All right. Is there any other questions, comments that you guys have? Should we wrap this live stream up? I don't want to bore you guys to death, but I appreciate you hanging out. We had a good live stream. I think we've done this for a few hours now. But to all those that did want to enter the draw, again, I put the link in the comments. It's so that you can win a drip. And if there's anything else, just quickly cover drip price. Right now we're at 101. It's great to see it in the hundreds again. Animal Farm. Let's check out the Animal Farm. Price of pigs is $3.48. Price of dogs is $54. Drip Garden, everything's working well. The site was down yesterday. It seems to be back up, kicking, which is awesome to see. Drip Garden's still working, still paying us 1% every day. Let's take a look at our crypto. We got Bitcoin, which is now 38 Gs. Ethereum, 2,600. Cardano, man. So sad seeing that below $1, that far below $1. Wow. This is just a watch list I have. Hex down. Pigs 0.46 in the positive. Dogs is down 3%. And then Drip is down in this pool, $95. We'll look at the overall stock market now that we have 8 minutes until closing. And we'll click on the US. And you can see the Dow is up 75. NASDAQ plus 420. Total of 3% up. That's crazy, man. Yeah, you can see them reporting on it right here. What a swing. So if you bought the dip, you did well, okay? If you bought the dip, you did well today. French sanctions on Russia roll in as Biden authorizes more troops to Germany. So yeah, everything's in the green. I mean, isn't that great? That's like the stock market. It's the most crazy schizophrenic thing you'll ever see. Oh my gosh, Clifford. Thank you, man. $4.99. Wow, we will be fine. Neville Chamberlain said we'll give it a month. If you're referring to Joe Biden's remarks where he said, "Yeah, we're gonna give this a month," or like, yeah, that was a weak point of his speech. Is this bullish for Drip? Oh, and did you ask Forex how the Animal Farm is bullish for Drip and taking away from Drip? I have not spoken with Forex because my channel is too small. I will wait to talk to Forex when it's 10,000 subscribers. So you can help me just by clicking subscribe. That's my goal, is to get to 10,000 and then reach out to Mr. Forex. YouTube is censored, highly copyrighted. Better than nothing. We need 3.0, peer-to-peer payment viewer to content creators. Drip Team channel, on-chain. Well, I appreciate the payment, bro. That means a lot. That's why I created this little donate a coffee thing, because I've got 11 followers and 10 supporters. And if you just go here, you just donate a coffee, and boom. And then you enter into all these drawings. So thank you for donating. I appreciate it. It keeps me going. Like Clifford, thank you, man. Pig smashing it. Yep. I got you, fam. Just subbed. Whoa! Woo! We got a sub. Makes it worth it. Thank you so much. Closer to 8,000. That's amazing. I should open this bubbly. Do you guys want me to open this bubbly and do it ASMR style? Let me know. We need some pot. I mean, I know you came here to hear the reaction from the Biden speech. That's the name of this, but Crypto Rice, thanks for sending me a coffee yesterday, man. Woo! Cheers. Okay, you guys want me to open this? Say yes real quick in the chat. Yes or no. Nobody's saying anything in the chat. All right, we won't do that. Nobody wants that. All right. Well, what else? Do you have any other questions, comments for me? Let's see. Oh, we got a couple yeses now. Okay, we got to do it. I'm going to open it up. But I want you right now. Ethereum's up 9%. Tesla's up 5%. Finally, Tesla's at $800, man. If you bought the dip, congrats. It's great to see. Okay, we're all going to crack it. I'm going to crack it, but before we do, guys, I want you to leave your best question for me when we're going to wrap it up today. I'm going to let my dog in. I'll be back in 20 seconds. 20 seconds starting now. Leave your questions. Go. I'll be back. I'm coming. I'm coming. Hey, buddy. Good boy. Good boy. Okay. All right, we are back. Someone says yes, yes, yes. Okay, we're going to crack it ASMR style. Here we go. Oh, I think I got it on the mic. Oh my. Wow. That is something. I would be unsubscribing now. Whoa, just NFT and B. Welcome, my friend. Yes, we got a new member. That is the nicest thing since sliced bread. Welcome, just NFT and B. You show whatever you want. I love you. I love you so much. Thank you. Cheers. All right. Let's bring the value. What do you want to talk about, guys? What do you want to talk about? Any questions? Let's go. We got 89 viewers because I went and let my dog out. We dropped the viewer count. Thanks a lot, Tex. Thanks. Michael Bayless, love you. Vinman, love you. Just NFTMB, dude, I love you too. I love you all. This is just a love fest because you know what? We need love. We need love on a day like today, folks. Egomaniacs control millions of people's lives, causing freaking blood and injuries and death. Screw you. Screw you. Frickin', how dare you think that you have the right to take somebody's life, to put your soldiers at risk over what? Over your shady little small man legacy. Well, here's the thing, Mr. Putin. Nobody remembers anybody. When you're dead, you're dead. Your kids remember you for a little bit. Maybe your grandkids talk about you for 5 minutes, and then you're done. Welcome to being a human. Nobody lives forever. Nobody's remembered forever. Michael Jackson died. He was talked about. He was memorialized. Did you think of Michael Jackson today? No. Did you think of Robin Williams? No. Those are recent people. Kings, queens, they all go. Nations fall. Why live for legacy? Legacy is a lie. Nobody really remembers you. And even if they do, you're not around to enjoy it. So why take someone's life? Life is a gift. You only get one of them. Silly. Silly. Taking someone's life is the dumbest thing ever. All right. No more questions. We're going to sign off, guys. This has been real. I appreciate all of your guys' support. To those that joined the channel, thank you. To those that sent a coffee, congrats. I'll notify you if you win. Probably will draw on Saturday or Sunday. And then we will send you your drip. You just got to give me your wallet address. And I'll email you, because when you send a coffee, that's how it works. I just send an email. Oh yeah, it's right there. So hang in there, guys. It's good to see the recovery here. How long does it last? I don't know. We'll watch. We'll come back on here if there's any more new developments. But right now, things that's awesome to see them stabilize a little bit. We still got major inflation fear, so I'm not looking for a mass rally back up to new all-time highs anytime soon. It's just not the reality. Drip. We've got drip still going on. 20,000 new members, 21,000 new members so far. As you can see, the month of January had 29,000. So we might actually get there if we get like 1,000 per day. That would be 24, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh yeah, it's a shorter month. So 5,000. We will not hit an all-time high for monthly new accounts. So you could say, oh no, that's bearish. That's bearish. But I'm like, look at this curve, my friends. How many new people do you want on Drip every month? This is before marketing. It's before, I mean, this is with all the pressure of the animal farm, everybody wanting to get into the piggy pen and all this good stuff. I almost said crap, but hey, you guys can see I got my money tied up. If you've asked me how much money have you made, man, in Drip and Animal Farm, I haven't made anything. I just hydrate, I recompound. How much have I made from YouTube? I haven't made anything. No, I haven't got my first YouTube paycheck. So when you give those super chats and all that, I think I get a percentage of that. But I mean, I'm full transparent. I just haven't got it yet. But once I do, it'll help pay the mortgage, pay the bills. And this is a brand new, guys, I thought about doing YouTube for years. Maybe you've thought about it. And you just felt scared. You're like, nobody's going to watch me. Everybody's going to make fun of me. And that's how I felt for years. I kind of lived in my head about how stupid it would be. But I don't know. I just decided I'm going to take a leap in 2022. And as you see my little channel here, I'm not even a month old. It'll be a month and 2 days. And it'll be a month tomorrow that I made my first video on this channel. And you can see like the massive growth. And so use that to inspire and encourage you, because you just have to be yourself, be real, be honest. And people like the people you saw today that donate, like that's them saying, hey, we see that in you and we appreciate it. And it means the world, trust me. So my dog is going crazy. He probably wants to go for a walk right now, but I'm so thankful for each one of you guys. Thank you for donating. Thanks for giving me your perspective. Thank you so much for allowing me to opine on today's comments. Our thoughts are with the people in Ukraine, and that we have nothing to complain about, do we? Everything has a new perspective on a day like today. So thank you. Thank you to Michael Bayless, the Vinmen, to all those that are super kind and supportive. And I'll see you guys in our live Telegram group. So I'm going to head over to Telegram, and we got 2,500 members there. You should consider joining. It's free. And soon we'll be launching our paid group, which you can even you can get in right now. I'll copy the link here. You can get in our membership group right here for pre-sales, $25 right there. If you want, we're going to start a private, what do you call it? A Discord. And it's a community of investors that are, because what happened was, here, let me see this. What happened with the investors, or with the Telegram group, we ended up with 2,500 people and growing, and it's just getting too much. People are like, bro, you need a private group. So I'm creating a private Discord. I'm working on it. We'll launch it probably in the next couple days, so stay tuned. But if you do want to get in early, you can, I'll put the link in the description for you guys. And then we'll hang out a lot more. All right, guys, thank you for being here. Going to end the stream now. Have a good rest of your day. Thank you again for everything. Matt, thank you. Michael, David, Light, Love, Spirit, all of you guys. Have a good one. We'll see you guys in the next one.